And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Xperience here live at Farpoint here in Hunt Valley, Maryland. I am with my buddies. Yeah, I'm not even going to introduce myself. The hell with that. I'm just going to go right into, I'm with my buddies from Castwave Studios, Sean.
Hello.
Colin.
Hello.
Brian.
Hey, girl.
And Amanda.
Hello.
We had to hold the microphone the farthest just to get her. Because she wants to sit far away from everybody.
Well, originally Colin was sitting there, but then I guess he wanted to come snuggle with me, so it's like...
Well,
fine.
you are one sexy bitch. How can I help myself?
I know. You don't have to repeat it.
Okay, well...
So anyways, gentlemen and lady, we're here at Farpoint. You guys have been doing this convention a lot longer than I have.
No, only like a year or two, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, it's still longer than me.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, the first year that we were here, I know that we were at a different hotel, and we actually had one of the people that was running the panels, like, come up to us and say, "Hey, you guys are, like, really different from who we usually have here. Do you want to come back next year?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." And we've just been
Sure?
So we've been coming back ever since.
Hey, it makes life easy.
It does.
Right. They're like, "We like you." And I'm like, "Cool."
You're weird, and we like that. Come back. Okay.
Okay,
Wait, you like me? What the hell's going on here?
What did I do wrong?
I'm sorry.
That's what I always say. I was like, wait.
It's just a scam.
They're trying to get us onto like an Aetna program or like some kind of like Cisco like it's a pyramid scheme, but it's totally not.
It's like my dad always says. I was like,
attended Farpoint conventions for 4 years. Here's a timeshare.
it's like my dad's going like, wait, some woman's actually dating you? What the hell's going on here?
How do you feel about going to Myrtle Beach for about 20 consecutive hours on and off?
But you guys have been here a couple years longer than I have. What's it like coming to this con?
It's smaller, so it's a little more relaxing. The last con or festival that we went to was MagFest, which was last month. And if you've never been to MagFest, and I know you haven't been to MagFest,
I'm like holding out. You know?
I've been trying to drag you to MagFest for years now, but I know that
you don't have enough money and women to provide me to enjoy a good time.
Fair enough. But if you've never been, I mean, that place is huge and it's loud and it's packed and it is so not what this place is at all. And Colin stop! I swear to God,
feeling up Brian right now.
Feeling up his mouth.
God.
Yeah. We have to report him to HR.
Wait, we have an HR department?
I think it's you, and that's really messed up.
Loophole.
But so here at Farpoint, we do have celebrity guest Wallace Shawn, Rob Paulson, Maurice LaMarche.
2 of the 3 we've interviewed.
Yep.
One of them fairly recently.
One of which plays ice hockey and was really super excited that found out that I play ice hockey and have a hockey podcast.
And go figure, I had no idea that Rob Paulson played hockey either.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Rob's from Michigan.
Right.
You know, Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, natural rivalry right there.
He's from a region where hockey is pretty much all you've got.
Yeah. You got
hockey's
college
life
football.
there, eh?
You got what?
You got college football.
Because the water freezes more than it thaws.
Yeah. And actually, honestly, that's something I'd love to talk to him about. Is just what's it like playing on a frozen pond? Because I can't do that here in Maryland.
Nope. You can do it for like 5 seconds, and all of a sudden, oh look, the weather's changing.
So.
Oh no, what happened?
Yep. But obviously, Colin, you actually have to interview Wallace Shawn before the convention.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay.
I have it saved because I need to.
Right.
What was it like interviewing Wallace, and how did the conversation go overall?
It was really good. He it's funny. He called us. He had just gotten into an Uber, and he was like, "I can." Like, we were like, if you wanna wait till you get to a straight up like location where you are not like in the middle of a car ride. I was like, no, we'll work around you, sir. If you want to do it now, we'll do it now. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So I was just like, he's so adorable.
He's such a sweet man.
He's a sweet man. And I don't want to go too much into the interview because I want people to listen to it,
which we'll have linked on the
website.
But it contains references to foot fetishes, and
true story.
And I walked in at the wrong time because I set Colin up with the phone interview. I walked out of the booth. I come back to check in on Colin. I put the headphones on just to make sure the audio is good. And then the first thing that comes out of Wallace Shawn's mouth is kind of a Tarantino-esque foot fetish. And I was like, looking at Colin like, what is going on?
What did I just walk into?
Sorry, no. What he mouthed is, this is a true story. Right, so I'm having this discussion, and then Wallace mentions this, and again, listen to the episode for the context of the comment, but he mentions foot fetishes, and Sean's like, what the fuck?
Great, now I gotta edit that. Thanks.
Sorry. But
I might let the one slide. But.
It's like, it's funny, because I'm trying to maintain serious face, and he's like, what? And I'm like,
and of course,
it was a really great interview. Yeah. He's such a sweet guy, and
he's the best.
You guys should really check it out.
Yeah, and of course we'll have that in the that linked into the article for this podcast episode because my friends.
Oh, thanks, friend.
You friends.
Yeah.
Amanda's not much of a friend because she's just on the other side of the table.
I was part of none of that.
Well, do you want to come over here?
I mean, what opinions do I have?
You're a human.
You're a human. You're here
at this convention.
Brian, scoot over. Let the lady sit on the couch.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be fun.
God.
My hips weren't made for this.
They don't lie.
Your hips lie.
They're not lying.
Just like at Lito's, where we cut corners.
Oh, my God. That poor waitress.
Slowly.
So.
Oh, that poor waitress.
We'll save that part for part 2.
Okay, cool.
But you guys also have panels.
We sure have one today, tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna do a live
at some point.
We're gonna do a live episode of BGN. I think we're in one of the big ballrooms at noon.
Aww. Yeah, I was gonna say show up, but this will get posted after the fact.
Yeah, it's gonna get posted after the
fact. Look at that millennial baby.
It's a tiny wiener.
That is the cutest pupper.
Oh, I have the cutest pupper.
I mean, your pupper barks at me all the time.
He barks at everyone.
Well, poor pupper. That one's giving kisses.
I'm sorry, we kind of got distracted.
Give him like 5 minutes, he'll give you kisses.
After
in case no one in the audio portion
we had to have a pupper
tell,
break.
There's a pupper in a baby stroller, a.k.a. the millennial baby.
I mean,
yeah, he is.
More feasible to have a dog than a baby, so...
That's what Liz and I have decided to do.
I was like, do you know how much it is? Sorry, never mind. I'm not going to go on this rant. I have feelings about feelings.
Hashtag baby's too expensive.
Yo, it's cost. Okay, so if your health insurance is garbage and they make you pay 10% of how much it is to like have a baby in a hospital, it could be like 10 grand without complications.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, who's got 10 grand? I don't.
I'm still paying off when I went to the ER for spiking my blood sugar.
Yeah. Oh my
Shit's
God.
expensive.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to go to commercial break real quick.
Sorry.
When we come back, we're going to have interviews with Mary Fan, Matt Black from Browncoat Ball, and Michael Friedman. So with that, we'll be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Xperience live from Farpoint. And joining me, you may remember her from last year when she interviewed Nana Visitor. It's Nana. Oh, yes. See, you remembered. I didn't. Tisk. And she's here at Farpoint, as always, promoting her books, our good friend, the author, Mary Fan. Hey, Mary.
Hello.
It's been since DerpyCon.
Yeah, it's been, 3 months? Ish.
I think it's October this year.
Oh, wow, they moved it up.
Yeah, it's the weekend before Halloween, and then next year it's the weekend of Halloween.
All right.
Or no, actual Halloween weekend. That's right.
That'll be cool.
Because the Saturday is Halloween in 2020.
Hey.
There you go.
Fun times.
There we go. We're already promoting a con in October. There we go. You owe me royalties, Anthony. But anyways, so you're here. You got some new books coming up on the horizon. I believe you just had one come out too. I can't remember. There's just so much stuff that you tweet. I can't keep up.
It's all right. I can't keep up either.
How are things been? What's on the docket?
Sure. So I guess the next book that I have coming out, which I actually brought here because it's technically not out yet, but I had copies, so why not sell them at Farpoint, is Wayward Stars, which is the sequel to my young adult sci-fi novel, Starswept. Kind of picks up where the first book left off. It's about a viola player in the far future. There's the Society of Aliens that's obsessed with Earthling arts, and dystopia ensues. So I'm excited to release that. Already had a couple of people pick it up, which is nice. It's nice to know a series is loved.
Love? What's that?
I mean, we're still trying to figure that out, aren't we?
I am Groot. So, for you, how many times, I'm trying to, the question is in the brain, the words will not come out of the mouth. For you, for Farpoint, what number, or how many times now has this made it for you coming to Farpoint? See how difficult it was to ask that question?
Words. Now I'm like numbers, because I believe my first Farpoint was in 2014. So that would make this number 5.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we can do math on this one.
That makes sense.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, this would be 6.
Oh.
2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, I don't do mental math well. I write Excel formulas to do it for me, so I don't have to.
For anyone who didn't know, I use my hand.
We are totally intelligent people, by the way. You should totally listen to us.
Yeah. So this is your 6th year. How have you seen this convention grow, especially not just as a convention, but also your role within the con?
I think the most noticeable thing for me is that I feel like I went from being, sort of the new kid who didn't know, even who anybody was, just being like, hey, here's my money, give me a dealer's room table, to actually, knowing the people at the con, which is nice because it's nice to be able to actually, hang out at the con and not feel like you're here to work and, all right, here's my booth and buy my book. It's like, you know what? I'm here to see people I know. I'm here to hang out with friends and, fangirl over stuff we all like. Like yesterday I did a panel on Jean-Luc Picard, which wasn't really a panel because none of us were showrunners or special experts in Jean-Luc Picard. We just wanted to talk about one of our favorite characters, and it was fun. And I
can't repeat part of what I said when you sent me the text telling me what panels you were in, but it's this part I can. That's badass.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Well, Jean-Luc Picard, he is a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason he's getting a new show.
Yep. So we talked about what we were speculating about what's going to be on the new show, what we'd like to see on the new show, and it's just fun,
Yeah. Now, you're a huge Star Trek fan, obviously, massive Star Wars fan. Any idea of what they could potentially be naming the 9th Star Wars film?
I haven't even thought about it, to be honest.
Can it be from his nap, like Mark Hamill has joked?
Yes, I have seen that meme as well. The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi from his nap.
And all right, and I get to ask this question to you because we have a lot of fun with this. Have you watched The Orville?
No, I haven't. I know.
Pouty face.
I have too many things to watch. There's just too much good stuff on TV, and I'm still catching up on stuff from the 90s, so...
What are you catching up from on the 90s?
Well, now, I guess it's the 2000s. I finally made it to Star Trek Enterprise, and I'm on season 4, and it finally got good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the first 2 seasons were just kind of it's all right. It calls itself Star Trek, but it doesn't feel like Star Trek, but it's watchable. I'll just have it on in the background while I'm faffing around on Facebook. The 3rd season was interesting, but it felt like a different show entirely because they had the crew go off into this part of space that was kind of removed from the Federation-y stuff. It's pre-Federation, but it's no Vulcans, no Klingons, just weird expanse stuff. And then season 4, you finally get to see them starting to build the Federation, which is, I think, the show we all wanted in the first place. So I'm kind of bummed. Yep, we are. So I'm kind of bummed, knowing that this is the last season, because I'm no, it's just getting good.
And then while that person asked you if we were talking about Enterprise, she was looking at your book.
Oh, well, there
you go.
There you go, yep.
So, but what is coming up on the docket for you, book-wise and convention-wise?
So book-wise, I have a book coming out in June called Stronger Than a Bronze Dragon. It is a steampunk fantasy set in this sort of magical version of Qing Dynasty China. It's about a girl who fights demons, so it was a lot of fun to write. In my head, I mockingly call it Steampunk Mulan. And I also have a 4th Brave New Girls volume coming out this summer, which should be available at the next convention I'll be doing, which is Shore Leave in July.
Hooray! And then possibly coming back to DerpyCon since it's nearby.
I would like to. It depends on whether they actually respond to my vendor request this year.
Anthony, Jessica, you heard that.
Hey guys, here's money. Would you like it?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank
So
you.
with that, where can the people find you on the social medias?
The easiest way to find me is to come to my website, which is www.maryfan.com.
All right, that's just too easy.
Yes.
I know. All right, well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back from a break. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Experiences coverage here live at Farpoint in Hunt Valley, Maryland. And I am now being joined from the Browncoat Ball, Mr. Matt Black, a returning guest on the show who we last talked to 2 years ago at Farpoint when we were talking about the Browncoat Ball coming to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So first off, Matt, how you been?
I've been good. Has it really been 2 years?
Yeah.
Time is flying by.
It is. It really is. Now, last time we talked, Browncoat Ball was coming to Gettysburg. Obviously, that time is come and gone. How was everything in Gettysburg?
Sure, absolutely. We had a great time at Gettysburg. We always have a great time at the ball. So we chose Gettysburg as a location because Firefly was inspired by the book The Killer Angels about the Battle of Gettysburg. Joss Whedon read that and said, I'm going to make a sci-fi show based on the light bulb.
Light bulb.
This should make a great sci-fi show, and it did. It made Firefly, and so that was a big draw for people. We had a pretty good turnout. Around 120 people came to Gettysburg, and we did a lot of tours of Gettysburg. We did a ghost tour one night and battlefield tours, and got to see some reenactors fire guns at each other. And then we also had a fancy shindig Saturday night. So it was a very good event. I think a good time was had by all.
And then, of course, last year, 2018, you did it in Washington, D.C.
Absolutely. So the way the Browncoat Ball works is, the first one was in 2004 in Chicago, and there's a steering committee that's made up of all of the previous chair people and co-chairs who've run each year, and local groups put in bids to hold the Browncoat Ball in their location or a location of their choice. And that's part of what gives the ball a different flavor every year. That's why we've been able to do it now for 15 years, is that it's something different every year. And it was actually the same group who did the Browncoat Ball in Virginia Beach, put together the bid for Washington, D.C. And although, it wasn't that far away from Gettysburg, it was another East Coast location, they had a lot of great ideas. And we had around 100 people in Washington, D.C. And one of the great things there is all of the museums are free. So there were a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that people were able to do during the days in terms of tourism. The highlight for me, I've been to the Air and Space Museum a number of times, actually both locations of that in D.C. But since my last time there, they had gotten the studio model of the Starship Enterprise from the Star Trek the original series, and they had restored it. And 3 times a day they actually light it up. And I was able to come in and see the model, see it in person, and see it lit up, which was really incredible for me. But again, we had a fancy formal ball like the episode Shindig on Saturday night, and there were all sorts of creative and elaborate costumes. And again, we had browncoats come from all over the country. Some of them regulars, some of them it was their first ball. For me, it was I think my 10th Browncoat Ball. But again, it was another great time with browncoats getting together.
That's awesome. Now, what would you say would be one of the biggest differences between doing it in Gettysburg and then doing it in Washington, D.C.?
Well, the first obvious thing is that it's really easy to get to Washington, D.C. Gettysburg is out in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. the nearest airport's 2 hours away. So we actually thought that was really going to impact our attendance, the difficulty of getting there. We had looked into trying to put together some of our own shuttle buses from either Harrisburg or Baltimore, but we never really gelled, came together. Everyone just found their way there, and it was the draw of Gettysburg as a location. The fact that the Civil War is the basis of the Independence War, the fact that the Killer Angels about the Battle of Gettysburg is the inspiration for Firefly, that drove our attendance for that. But in D.C., it's a lot easier to get to. So, we had a lot of people from a lot of different parts of the country come out. And for some of them, it was their first trip to Washington. And that's one of the great things about the Browncoat Ball is it gets us to tour someplace that we might not otherwise have seen. The Salt Lake City Browncoat Ball, I'm not sure how high up on my list Salt Lake City would have been for a tourist destination, but because the ball was there, I got to go there and actually find out how beautiful that part of Utah is and how interesting a city Salt Lake is.
Yeah, and speaking about Salt Lake, it's a great segue because they're out west, and the Browncoat Ball is moving out west to Las Vegas in September. How did the committee come down to choosing Las Vegas?
So that's an interesting story. A few years ago, I think in 2014, I did a survey of everyone who had ever attended a Browncoat Ball that we had their email address for. I did a survey and surveyed a lot of to find out what they enjoyed about the ball, what's good, what's bad, what would they do differently, what did they enjoy most. And one of the questions in the survey was a write-in. Where would you most like to have a Browncoat Ball? And the number one answer was my town. Everyone wanted it right where they lived.
It's easy. I wanted in Washington, D.C. because I live right outside D.C., but at the same time, Gettysburg's a 2-hour drive for me.
Exactly. The second most popular answer, I believe, was New York City. And the New York City Browncoats have been looking into it, but New York City is super expensive. Yeah. And that's one of the things that the Browncoat Ball Steering Committee does is looks at the various costs. So they've been working on a bid for a few years, but they need to figure out the right venues and the right way to do it to make it affordable to the most people. The third most written in answer was Las Vegas. I'm with the Pennsylvania Browncoats. That's why I hosted Philadelphia in 2007, hosted Gettysburg in 2017. Why am I doing Vegas? Well, I'm doing Vegas because it was one of the most common write-in responses. And we do have some Browncoats out in Las Vegas who are on the committee, but I also have a lot of my Pennsylvania committee that did the 2007 and 2017 balls. So we have a lot of experienced people working on putting the ball together. But of towns in this country, of cities, they're in the top 5 tourist destinations is Las Vegas. So there are a lot of activities that people can do, and it's been a real task to come up with, hey, what are the side tracks, the tourist tracks that we want to offer our attendees. There's so many options, and so it's really been a joy. It's been a labor of love, and a joy to put together the ball for Las Vegas. But there seems to be a lot of interest, so we're very encouraged that it'll be a good turnout and a good ball.
What can you tease about Vegas? Besides the fact that what's going to happen there has to stay there. So one of the interesting things that we decided to do is rather than staying right on the Strip, we chose a hotel that wasn't on the Strip, and we did that for 2 reasons. The hotel is Sam's town, which is presumably the town where Sam is a big damn hero. No, we chose that hotel because it's the only hotel in Las Vegas that has a Wild West theme to it. So we chose it for its theme, but also not being on the Strip, the rooms are more affordable, the food and beverage is more affordable. We're going to be able to get our attendees more programming
for their dollar for paying for it. So one of the things I'm teasing is it's a really awesome hotel. The atrium in the middle is actually a park with trees and stone and water features. And the inside of the hotel has a facade of a Wild West town. So if you're in your hotel room looking out over the atrium, you're looking out from theoretically inside an Old West building. So
that's really awesome.
That's one of the really awesome things that we chose about it. We're partnering with a bar called the Millennium Fandom Bar, which is a fan-friendly, cosplay-friendly, super awesome bar in Las Vegas. If you go online and look at the photos, the decor is amazing. They have a huge Millennium Falcon hanging there. They have an R2-D2. They have some Firefly stuff too, but they have all sorts of fandom stuff. We're partnering with them for our Friday night reception. And so it's going to be open not just to the attendees of the ball, but also local Las Vegas fans who might not be doing the ball. And we're bringing in Mark Gunn and Mikey Mason, two very well-known musicians in the Browncoat community. Mark Gunn is known, for Celtic music and all sorts of things, several podcasts, but he's done an album of Firefly drinking songs and another album of Firefly songs. Mikey Mason is known for She Don't Like Firefly, which was a YouTube viral sensation that brought him fame. He's done a lot of other of Firefly songs, and the two of them right now are working on a podcast together called In the Verse. And what they're doing is they're rewatching Firefly, and each of them are writing at least one song based on that episode. And they're talking about the experience of writing and using something like Firefly as an influence for the writing. So that podcast is going on now, and so we're hoping they'll be playing some of those songs for us as well in Vegas. And then there's all sorts of Vegas tourist activities that we're going to be doing. There at Treasure Island, there's an exhibit called the Avengers Station, and there's a lot of Avengers costuming and props on display there. And there's a little mission that you get to do going through that. And so we're looking at that on one hand, and on the other hand, we're going to tour the Mob Museum because Las Vegas in its roots, the mob helped start that city.
As well documented in the movie Godfather.
Exactly. So, the Let's Be Bad Guys track, we'll probably go doing that. And the I Don't Want to Explode track will be the Atomic Testing Museum. Because, again, out in the desert there, they did a lot of, the nuclear testing of the atomic bomb. So there's a lot of really cool activities that we're going to be doing. And, of course, a fancy formal ball with a dance caller and a traditional band playing music for the traditional dances like you saw in the episode Shindig.
Now, second to last question. For the schmucks like me who have never gone to something like this, so it'd be like a first time trying to dress up for said ball, where would be some good places to look to help build a wardrobe?
That's a good question. This is where I should be hitting people up for sponsorships to promote them. But as you know, the Firefly universe is very eclectic, and there's a big cultural mix. So anything Chinese, Asian works. Anything Old West works. But there's a website called I think it's Historical Emporium, but they also have Steampunk Emporium and Gentleman's Emporium. There are all these different links that reaches to this one website. They have a lot of great stuff. There's another site called Wild West Mercantile. That's a great source. But again, anything that works for steampunk, I think works for Firefly. If the city you live in has a Chinatown, a lot of the gowns and the men's jackets in Chinese style, that's appropriate too. There's a wide range, and We've even had people just put on a regular business suit and blue gloves, and that's their wardrobe for the ball. We've had other people reuse their wedding dresses or reuse bridesmaid dresses as their gowns for the ball. So there are lots of options.
So showing up in my Browncoats hockey jersey, no go.
Well, for the daytime activities,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice if you dress up a bit more. But you know what? If that's what you have and you can't afford to have anything else, the most important thing is that you show up. So you're not going to get judged for what you're wearing or what you're not wearing. Yeah, the people who go over the top and in Washington, D.C., we had someone make a dress that was very reminiscent of Jane's hat. And so she got a lot of attention for that. So if you've got creativity, you can make your own stuff, you'll be appreciated for that. But if all you can afford to do is put on a pair of Dockers, a dress shirt, and a vest, so you're dressed like Simon, that's fine too.
So, last question. Where can people find you and the Browncoat Ball on the social medias?
Well, the place to go for Browncoat Ball is browncoatball.com.
Just that simple.
It's that simple. It directs you to this year's ball. If you're curious about previous balls, there's a history section that takes you to an archive of each of the previous year's balls, so you can see what we did in all of these different locations and sort of dig through the history of it. We are also on Facebook, and all you need to do is search Browncoat Ball on Facebook, and you'll find us there.
Awesome. Well, Matt, thank you so much. I know you're tired. You just also did an hour-long panel, and you just did 16 minutes with me. So that's about an hour, 16 minutes of talking. My friend, enjoy the rest of your con, and we'll be talking soon about the Browncoat Ball in Las Vegas, my friend.
All right. Thank you very mumuch.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Xperience here live at Farpoint. I am back with the Castwave group. I think they've gotten over their health insurance rants.
I like those commercials. I wanted to buy everything on that list.
Tax return season, buy the things.
All of those
yeah.
items and more are currently on my Amazon shopping list.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
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 So, right now, how has Farpoint been treating you guys before this goes into another rant?
I got to talk to some authors who record through ACX, and I was like, why should I do ACX? And they gave me good info.
They were like, probably don't. ACX is kind of shit.
Unless they're your sponsor, so then do the thing.
Wait, are they your sponsor?
Amazon is...
Did we hurt your chances at some sweet deals?
No, but with Castwave's with Amazon.
Well, this isn't the cast... Well...
Thanks, Colin.
It's not a Castwave show. We are not liable. We can tell the truth now.
That's true. They don't pay us anything.
This is an X75 Productions episode.
Yeah.
Screw those guys.
We can have opinions, it's great.
Hooray, we can be honest. No, I was the same person who was giving Amanda this advice. They had this baller painting of Edgar Allan Poe two-fisting
Edgar Allan
pints of...
That was my stripper name.
Shut up.
In
Edgar Allan
Baltimore.
Porties.
That's my stripper name in Baltimore.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, and you were going to buy it? Yeah.
If I had $100 that I didn't need,
I mean,
I totally would have
tax
bought it.
return season, bro.
I gotta pay bills with my tax return.
I mean, well, okay. You're right.
You're giving your money to the Buffalo Bills?
Yo, so hey, I learned tax
They sure
return
do need it,
shenanigans for owning your own business because hashtag I'm part of Siren VO. And you can write off, like when you start a business, you can write off the expenditures for like your equipment and whatnot if you buy things for it as a
Shit.
startup.
Sean,
Yeah.
we're missing out on huge tax breaks.
Oh my God.
And you don't even have, you could be a sole proprietor and it still counts.
God dang it.
Keep your receipts, everyone.
Sean, we have to start keeping our receipts.
Where do I put
For
them?
science. For science.
Do I put them in the glove box?
I guess.
But
That's
those
a nice little cubby.
But Colin, that's for gloves.
Sorry. Hey, I'm here for knowledge, okay?
So
Knowledge is power.
back to how the con's been treating you guys.
It's been good. I had a panel earlier today. Oh, Sean, go meet the dude out front so you can get my keys back.
Okay, you explain that and watch this
Sean
bag.
messed up.
Hello.
All right, everyone, we're going to watch this bag
We'll be
disappear.
out front in 1 second.
This is what happens when you do podcasting live at a con.
So Sean had bought a thing and then was going to put it in Colin's car, but then somehow left the keys in Colin's car and it got locked in there.
Yep.
So then Colin had to call roadside assistance. So now Sean has to do the legwork.
Well, yeah, it's his fault.
Dumbass.
I guess technically it's my fault because I let him have my keys in order to open my car in the first place.
Hey, at least you...
And I would laugh if I haven't done the same thing as well.
Oh my god, you poor car, wow.
No, true story. I was taking him to the airport, so it was like an hour before he had to be there. And we're out of Sheets, and he locks my keys in the car. So
What a good time.
Yeah, it just... What is the time?
No, it said what a good time.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, such a good time. You have no idea.
So...
Yeah, but anyway.
I made the flight, but by the skin of my teeth, so...
Yeah, barely.
I don't know, I kind of wish Farpoint had more, like, panels.
I did a panel already. Ooh, flexing. Sorry. I did a panel this morning. It was, You Killed My Father.
You bastard.
Yeah, it's the pervasive trope of killing off parents just for reasons.
I guess apparently only dads.
No, there are some that they kill off the mothers as well.
Well, sometimes.
But I mean, it is far more prevalent that they kill the father off. But they actually mentioned an interesting trend is that it's the opposite sex of the main character. It's like your main character is male, the mother dies. If your main character is female, the father dies.
Oh, that way you have the, like, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into it, but you know when they, like, grow up not knowing how to do a thing because they were with their, burly dad the whole time?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Like Bruce Wayne doesn't know how to adult because,
Well, both his parents when he doesn't care.
Exactly.
Well, no, Alfred was a good butler dad.
Yeah.
Contractually obligated
Thank
dad.
you, butler dad. Hashtag butler dad.
But yeah, no, that's
Not
good.
everything needs a hashtag nowadays.
But yeah.
All right, Sean can't find the guy, so I gotta go running to find him.
Okay, bye.
All right, cool.
Well, now it's just Brian and me.
Now it's just Brian and Amanda.
We're just dropping
With
like
my
flies,
opinions.
aren't
Eventually, soon it'll just be me, and then it'll be hashtag Forever Alone.
we? No.
Aw, that's so sad.
Never.
No. Like, okay, so remember, continue the hashtag Forever Alone thing. So you remember the last time I had a girlfriend, which was we weren't friends when I last had a girlfriend. That's how long it's been.
I'm sorry.
You need to go to, like, MagFest, which you still need to go to MagFest, and then go to one of their, like, mixers.
I've had at least 2 since then, but yeah.
But the thing is that, like, the last time I had a girlfriend, I remember, you go through the introducing to the parents phase.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, oh, so you're the one who's actually desperate enough to go out with my son.
Aww.
Wow. Just
That's kind of
say,
douchey.
hey, you know those tropes? Just say your parents died. Like, I don't have parents. Oh my god. That's rude. I'd go back and tell your dad, stop it.
So you want to make believe?
He's a wonderful
and then,
man.
Tell, sir, you know what? You don't deserve grandkids.
Oh, my dad is already a grandfather.
Oh, damn.
Well,
Not for me though.
I was about to say, I'm like,
we can make that not happen. No.
oh my god.
That was dark. Sorry.
Yeah, what I was about to say.
That was really fucking dark.
Then I went off the rails on like an insurance thing. Okay. I don't know.
So first off, I want to apologize to Sharon and Betsy because I know you're the two that listen to this. When I submit this stuff to you guys, I apologize for the F-bombs and S-bombs. I make it known it's PG-13, but some people just don't take the hint.
Oh man, I didn't even know. I'm sorry.
You didn't
I
curse
didn't.
it.
Oh
You
my god.
It's Colin and Brian so far.
Which I'm sorry, it kind of gets peppered in every once in a while, because our show's basically rated R, so
Yeah.
We do have the sweat.
we
The
have this.
parody.
No, we have not done the sweat
I
yet.
know.
though.
Well, there was one episode I thought with it,
we should do the sweat.
where it's an NPR breathy read of dumb articles. Oh, look at that doggy. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, Colin's dog doesn't do that. Everything Colin says about his dog is a lie. He's got cataracts and he's like barky. I think that guy looks like Khal Drogo.
Yeah,
Anyway.
my ex-girlfriend, she worked at a kennel.
Okay.
And one of the things that she did, though, like, she knows I'm not comfortable around dogs.
So she was like, be covered in puppies.
No. She knows I'm not comfortable around dogs because I had a former neighbor that would literally sick her dog on me when I was outside playing as a kid.
Well, that sounds like PTSD, and I hope you're seeing someone for that.
No.
Oh, my God.
But, so...
They would literally sick their dog on you?
Mm-hmm. And I'd be like a small kid.
So what, would the dog bite you or something? Or?
No, it would just chase me all over the place. And, like, bark at me maliciously.
That's so messed up.
I know, but, So my ex knew that I was not very comfortable around dogs, but I supported her in the fact that she worked at a kennel and that's what she liked to do. And like my thing was just don't take it home to make me feel comfortable. She goes out to San Francisco for a funeral and comes back with a puppy.
Great. That sounds like a very supportive relationship right there.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why they called it an ex.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Well, it's live podcasting. Anything happens.
Yeah. I don't know.
So...
But, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, like, I personally love dogs, but I know that some people have problems. My cousin Jason got mauled by a pit bull when he was like 7.
Yo, I like cats.
So
I have 2 cats at home.
Cats are good.
Yeah.
Cats are good. I've learned to love cats.
When I stream, my cat cheers up there.
I live in a house now with 3 cats and a bird.
That doesn't sound like enough cats.
Are you gonna be like the crazy cat lady?
No.
Like single, alone.
I'm a
all
counselor.
cats?
I'm gonna be the sane cat lady.
So single, alone, and with a bunch of cats, but you're gonna have sanity.
I've got a boyfriend. He has a cat. In fact, we talked about getting more cats, but our house isn't big enough, so we're gonna get a bigger house to fill it with cats.
Bigger house means more cats.
More cats. I mean, they can each have their own room. I mean, they're good. They're fluffy. They sit on you, and then when they don't want to talk to you, they just they leave you alone. They're not like, "Hello, I'm a dog. Hey, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? What? Hey."
You know what I could see? I could see this this one room and just a bunch of boxes just piled up on top of each other against the wall, and it's like an apartment complex.
Yo, so I already
cats.
do that at my house. I have like 3 boxes stacked and hot glued together, so my cats can sit inside them on different levels.
Now, do you have like ways that way they don't like capsize into each other and stuff like that?
I mean, I may have put supports so it can hold the one cat that's bigger than the other cat, and then we have a cat tree, and then we may have gotten really nice cat beds for a cat, so every time we're in an office, they follow us and sit in those cat beds, which you can buy off of Amazon.
There's a lot of Amazon plugging here.
I don't know who you're sponsored by. So
I have no sponsors.
Oh, wow.
We bow to no corporate sponsors.
Okay, well then,
I have no.
go through
That's
Amazon
like my favorite
Smile.
part in Wayne's World, by the way.
Well, oh man, it's a rabbit.
Huh. Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation.
So yeah, how was your Farpoint? I'm sorry, we just derailed you talking about cats
and dogs.
And dogs.
Cats and dogs.
It's going good. I met Wallace, Sean.
Yeah.
Got the autograph on a picture of his character Rex from Toy Story.
Now we just need Tim Allen. He's the other guy?
No, that's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. I don't even.
Tom Hanks is Woody. Tim Allen is Buzz.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
if you abbreviate Tom Hanks' first name, but then say the last name, you get thanks.
Stop it. Oh my God. Stop it.
T. Hanks, thanks.
And then I met Rob Paulson, who we ended up finding out is like a massive hockey dude.
I actually met him at the very first AwesomeCon.
I met him at the second AwesomeCon, which was my first time going.
And I actually got him to sign a DVD of Ninja Turtles. And, I mean, you've got Donatello stuff.
Yeah.
I've got Raphael stuff that I have signed by him. Because
I have 2 Raphael things signed by him.
I got, do you remember when they re-released the 80s figures with the DVDs in there as well? I actually have one of those of Raphael that he signed at the top, and it's just prominently on my wall right now, and I love that thing.
Good news, I got my keys back.
Hooray!
Hey!
Huzzah!
Bad news?
I had to perform some favors.
Oh, there's no bad news.
Oh.
No. Sean has the bad news.
True story, the guy who unlocked my car looked like a chubby Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh my God.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's always a bonus.
Yeah.
So,
He's never going to be president now.
but I got to meet Rob Paulson, who's always awesome to talk to.
Yeah, he is.
So.
Yay.
So you guys
His name
got
is Robert Paulson.
So you guys got your keys.
Got your keys, and then I saw because he picked him up at the front, and in this guy's car, and he had a really nice I think it was like a Hyundai, like a bright orange neon Hyundai, and I see Colin in the passenger seat, like, Collins? In a really nice car?
If I had a car like that, it'd be the Ginge-mobile.
Oh God!
Just orange shag carpet on the ceiling.
I mean,
But you would only drive it at night and under cloud cover.
You know what? I think I'm learning why when we're at other cons together, I only end up having just one of you guys on,
Why?
and not the entire group, because this is the most derailed thing ever.
Well, it's Bully Going Nowhere is our show, so we're
that
kind
should
of
include you in.
Yeah,
which, by the way, I was on an episode,
you were.
which I still haven't heard it because nobody's ever sent it to me.
It's all, they're all online, dude.
It's all at CastwaveStudios.com. /show.
Slight plug.
Slight.
Shameless plug.
We are
No shame.
shameless whores.
Hashtag no shame.
So, yeah, I always anticipate people just to send me the stuff to me so I can remember that I was on somebody's show, because I can't remember everything.
We have to get our intern. Brian, could you send him that?
I can try. I mean, can you find it for me, please?
No, you have to do that.
No. That's, I don't want. That's work. I don't want to do work.
He doesn't want to do work.
I come to places like this to get away from work.
I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today.
Alrighty, ladies and madam.
Oh, wow, rude. Rude.
We're the
Hey.
ladies.
Ladies, madam.
God.
And then, where can they find you in social medias? I'm going to start with you, Colin, and work our way down.
Okay, you can find us at CastwaveStudios.com, on Twitter at Castwave Studios, Twitch, Castwave Studios. No, I think that's everything. Brian.
You can find me on Twitter at bmassey1987. You can also find me on YouTube, all my past stuff with like One Drunk Geek and Bad Cat 66. We're hopefully going to be doing another season of Bad Cat 66 soonish. No promises yet, but once it's online, we'll be plugging it away on Facebook as well. So check it out.
This is going to take 5 ever. Hi, by the time this is posted, I'm going to have my website up. It'll be under Siren Voiceover. You can find me on Twitter at Jedi Amanda. You can also find me at twitch.tv/Jedi Amanda, and you can look at my shows under Castwave Studios YouTube page as Beyond the Game. I also have a YouTube, Jedi Amanda. And then if you're really bored, look for my Facebook shop called Nerd Sass.
Now, all this will be on your website, right? Like every single one of those things.
Yes.
Okay. So just say that website again.
I mean, it's not up. Well, Siren Voiceover.
And
Siren VO.
and it'll be up in about how long?
I'm hoping a week or 2.
Yeah, this episode will be up before then.
Yeah.
Anyways, John.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at @rendering. Also, feel free to tune in on Boldly Going Nowhere and also my football show, Unnecessary Roughness. And he just slapped me for making a plug, even though he wants me to make plugs.
No, it's the way you're saying the plugs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm sorry. You can find me on the Twitter.
You can find him on the Twitter.
And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, for me, you can just go to txhthockey.com/the-experience. No E at the beginning of experience, because txhthockey.com has kind of taken over everything under X75 Productions.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Like, the website is just txht.
Sponsor themselves.
Yeah.
We'll call it the whole poutine.
X75 Productions. Even though X75 Productions produces TXHT pretty much like owns X75 Productions at this point. X75 Productions is just owning some residents at the website.
There you go. You got a little plot of land you got there.
So txhthockey.com, and then go to the menu. You go under X75 Productions and see the experience, and you can go there.
Experience
Sorry, I forgot to-
X75.
Amanda's got one more.
I was going to say, you can follow me on Instagram.
Oh, who cares?
Pictures of my cats.
Who cares about Instagram?
Oh my god.
I
Hey.
actually have an Instagram.
At
too,
Jedi
I forgot,
Amanda
I just
Cats.
remembered.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a marketing tool.
You know what? Nobody cares about Instagram. It sucks. And Sharon, Betsy, thanks for having us here. Farpoint is fun as always. And with that, until next time, we will see you on the flip side. Flip side. Flip side. Flip side. Flip side. Flip side.